Hey guys, how are you? You've been asking me a lot of questions and emailing me, and I don't know. I get messages from all over the place about um, various financial questions, like debt questions, loan questions, and you know, I know you think it's all within my expertise, but I actually have a guest who's a real expert in these issues. Her name is Emily Chase Smith. She's an attorney, an author, a speaker, and a financial coach. Uh, Author of the Financially Savvy Entrepreneur book, um, and she's also a host of the Entrepreneur's Money podcast. And I'll have the links to all her resources in the description of the video and at the end of the video. But for now, we're just going to bombard her with some questions. So thank you for, by the way, thank you for joining my YouTube channel. So welcome.
Thank you.
What people often ask me is, once they get into debt with their business, what's the best way? Is there techniques or suggestions that you can make? How do people get out of business debt?
That's a great question. It has a lot to do with how they got into business debt to begin with. So there's the kind of business debt that you get into because you started up your business and you needed money to do that. That's a little bit of a different animal than business debt that you get into to continue operating your business. Because if you're incurring debt as you're operating your business, that means your business is not functional yet. So it also means that you didn't know how much you needed to start your business when you started it, and so you're continuing to incur debt. So you kind of have to attack them a little bit differently, because it has to do with really fundamentally whether your business is viable or not. Once I start talking to people and they have a lot of business debt, and if they're continuing to incur that business debt, we really have to look at, is this something we're going to fish with, or are we going to cut bait on this? Are we going to sink or swim with this business? Because once you start getting a lot of debt, you know how debt works in that big snowball way that it's just more and more and more and more. So the real question is, do you have a viable business underneath all of this and you just need some strategies for getting out of debt? Or do you basically need to stop getting into so much debt and maybe move your energy in a different direction in your business?
So what are some strategies for, let's say I have like $20,000 in debt. I just started a business. Um, is it just a matter of kind of like making enough revenue to get out of the debt, or what if the business is not making enough money to get out of debt? How do you manage that?
It's really interesting. So let's use that example. If you've got $20,000 in debt, and let's say your business is viable. So it's supporting itself. It's supporting you. So you're able to eat and have somewhere to live. So that's fine. And it's just a matter of, let's say you had that $20,000 from a big marketing push that you made at some point, or that was your startup capital. One of the most important things in business to do is to know what your cash flow is. So you never want to let go of cash too early, right? Because cash is king. So if you've got cash in your pocket, let's just say, for example, you've got $10,000 in your pocket, but you've got $20,000 worth of debt, and you want to get out of debt. So your first instinct is, I'm going to write a $10,000 check, right? And I'm sending it off to the credit card company, which feels good. However,
It feels very Susie Orman-like. That's what Susie Orman would tell me, right?
Yep. Exactly. And, we've been taught debt is bad, and that's fine. But, and debt, we do want to get out of debt, but we want to make sure that we're being wise, because what if you pay off that $10,000 in debt, but you needed 5,000 of that for your next marketing campaign, or you needed 5,000 of that because seasonally your business is slow in the summer, or it's slow around Christmas. Or let's say you needed $5,000 of that because you didn't realize, but you're going to have a problem with your supplier, and so your income's going to fall a little bit in your business for a while. So there's the idea of you want to pay off debt, but you definitely want to keep some in reserve. So when you have cash flow projected your business into the future, you know what you're going to need. So you know if that $10,000 you have is actually an extra $10,000, or if it just happens to be $10,000 in your bank account today. So if it's an extra $10,000, awesome. Write the check, pay it off. But always keep something for a rainy day, because a lot of times business owners think, well, I'll write that $10,000 check, and I had a $20,000 credit line, so I still, if I need to borrow it again, I'll borrow it again. But banking shifts, what banks are willing to lend shifts, and you can't rely on what your available credit is today. It might be really different tomorrow. So again, that cash is king.